Hi, I'm Pedro Zimmer and I graduated at Full Sail University a couple of years ago. I'm very happy to be here helping you with the Creative Marathon, and let's begin. Our conversation will be about framing and the importance of programming the shots you create for the video composition. Framing is not just pointing your camera and shooting something. It involves organizing the space, really creating a composition for your video. Who will be in the scene? Where will the scene take place? What different languages do you want to use in the scene? How do you want people to feel when they watch your scene? These are some of the elements you need to think about when you're creating a scene and shooting it. For us to start, I want to say that creating a video frame is basically the same as taking a picture. When you take a picture, you need to think of all the items that I mentioned above. The difference is that in a video, you will also need to think about how people will move and allow space for all of that will take place to happen in a way that your viewers will understand your composition. But for now, let's think of the types of framing and see how they are similar to photographs. Wide shot. A wide shot is a shot of the whole scenario where the action will happen. Imagine that your video starts in a school and something happens to the student that needs to be taken to a hospital. If you only use shots with a character without a wide shot, it will be difficult for the audience to understand where the activities are happening. If you start your video with a wide shot of the school and then other shots of the character and only then you move to the hospital, then it will make more sense to your audience. And also your audience will understand better the story that you want to tell. We can even elaborate a little more and work on extremely wide shots, very wide shots, and wide shots. The difference between them being how much you show the surroundings in relation to how much you show one specific object or person. Next shot we need to talk about is the mid shot. A mid shot is more focused on one thing, usually a person, and it looks like the same view you would have of a person if you were talking to this person in real life. So this is a shot that usually only shows the upper part of a person's body. You can still see the surroundings, but now the focus is the upper part of a person. You use a mid shot when you want to focus on your character, but still wants the audience to remember the environment where the shooting is happening. The third and last type of framing is the close-up. You use the close-up when you want to focus 100% on your character's face and expressions. You can go wild here and also elaborate more on the close-ups. You can have just a mid-close-up when you still see parts of the upper body of your character and some bits of the environment. You can also have a close-up when you focus on the face of your character and almost don't show any body parts. You can also use the technique of extreme close-up. When more than focusing on the character's face, you want to focus on parts of the face. Maybe your character is crying, so you want to show his eyes. Maybe your character is smiling, so you want to show only the mouth. Maybe you want to tell a story of someone who's blind, and you will start your video with an extreme shot of sunglasses. There are so many possibilities, and thinking about how you want to frame your story will help you create powerful images that will boost your video. Something else we need to talk about is B-roll. B-roll is extra shooting that you make just to allow yourself to have other images to use when transitioning from one scene to another. Your B-roll can be related to the environment of the shooting, or it can be related to anything that won't compromise your story, but it's clearly also not a central point of attention. When you are shooting, always remember to invest some time in creating B-roll. You might think that you won't need it, but when you're editing, your video B-roll is essential. And if you try to create it after you finish all the shootings, you'll never have the same light and atmosphere you had on your previous shootings. Cool, this is all I wanted to recommend to you in terms of framing. Think carefully about the story you want to tell and then program your shooting, distributing scenes with good proportion of wide shots, mid shots, and close-ups. Don't forget your B-roll, and I'm sure you'll do great. For us to finish, there's just one more tip that I want to give you. the rule of thirds. This is a very simple technique, but that will do magic with your shootings, if you remember to use it. Always divide your frames in 9 sections and analyze it through these 9 spaces that you will see the frame. Focus your points of interest and 1/3 or 2/3 of the way up or across the frame. Avoid the center of the 9 spaces. This will make your audience more interested in your shooting, and also will make your composition a lot more elegant. I recommend you practice some of these techniques, and then when you're feeling comfortable, start playing more with the camera. Once you know what you want your frame to look like, experiment with new angles coming from different places with the camera, showing objects from angles that the audience wouldn't expect, and then redirecting the frame to a regular, wild, or mid-shot, or a close-up. Well, that's it, guys. Now good luck, and let's practice.